What happens when you stop reaching out to a woman? It's a question that lingers in the quiet moments, whether you're in the thick of it now or reflecting on a chapter long closed. Today, we're stepping into that silence, not to chase answers, but to uncover what it reveals about her, and more importantly, about you. This isn't just about her next move, it's about how you can wield that pause to reclaim your strength and sharpen your perspective. When you go quiet, a woman might stir, curiosity, frustration, or even relief could ripple through her. She may reach out to test the waters, or she might mirror your silence, leaving the space between you to grow heavy. But here's where old Stoic wisdom cuts through the noise. It's not her reaction that defines you, it's how you stand in that stillness. The Stoics, those weathered philosophers of antiquity, knew a truth worth holding on to. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. As Marcus Aurelius once said, love, life, and the spaces between, they're all tests of your inner resolve. We're diving into what her response, or lack of it, might look like. But more than that, we'll explore how to turn this moment into a forge for your own grit and dignity. Stoicism isn't about shutting down emotion. It's about mastering it, stepping back to see the bigger picture, and finding calm amid the storm. Whether she drifts away or doubles back, you'll learn how to root yourself in something deeper than the chase, a quiet confidence that doesn't bend to uncertainty. Stick with us as we unpack these encounters, blending street-level insight with the kind of wisdom that stood the test of centuries. If this hits home or challenges you to think harder about where you stand, drop a like, subscribe, and tap that bell. Let's dive in and build something unbreakable. Number 1. Initial shock and confusion. When you stop talking to a woman, one of the first things you'll notice is her initial shock and confusion. This is a completely natural reaction. Picture this, where once there was a steady rhythm of conversation, perhaps you were the one texting first, calling to check in, or suggesting plans. Suddenly there's silence. She may start questioning what happened, why you've gone silent, and even wonder if she did something wrong or if she's still important in your life. This is a moment of uncertainty for her, and it can trigger a range of emotions from curiosity to frustration. She may start questioning what happened, why you've gone silent, and even wonder if she did something wrong or if she's still important in your life. This is a moment of uncertainty for her, and it can trigger a range of emotions from curiosity to frustration. However, this is where Stoic wisdom can offer clarity and perspective. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what is within our control, our own thoughts, actions, and emotional responses. Her confusion or shock is beyond your control. You cannot control how she feels or what she thinks when you stop talking, and according to Stoic philosophy, trying to manage someone else's emotional reaction is not only futile, but it also disrupts your inner peace. Imagine you've been the one keeping the conversation afloat, always tossing the first line while she drifts along in the current. Over time, you feel the weight of it. Maybe you're giving more than you're getting, rowing a boat built for two all by yourself. So, you stop. You drop the oars. She notices the stillness and wonders why the boat's no longer moving. That's her moment of shock. But instead of leaping to explain or smooth things over, you lean into the quiet, embracing it like a Stoic sage perched on a mountaintop, unbothered by the chaos below. Silence isn't just the absence of words. It's a tool, a mirror held up to both of you. For her, it's a chance to ponder what your absence means, to weigh the value of what's been lost. For you, it's a sacred pause, a space to ask yourself, am I chasing something that honors who I am? The Stoic master Seneca put it best. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. In that stillness, you shed the urge to seek her approval, letting go of the itch to fill the void with noise. You stand tall, not out of coldness, but from a deep well of self-respect, knowing her reaction, whether she reaches out or fades away, isn't yours to command. In the quiet of the pause, Stoicism teaches us that this isn't an empty void, but rather an opportunity for introspection and clarity. In this moment of silence, You can observe your own emotions, letting go of any need to chase or seek validation from her. You stand firm, not because you don't care, but because you understand that you cannot control how she reacts. Her feelings and thoughts are hers alone to manage. This is a powerful way to demonstrate that your peace of mind isn't contingent on her attention or reaction. Often, when a man stops chasing or initiating contact, it creates an opportunity for the woman to reflect on the relationship dynamic. If she truly values the connection, your silence may prompt her to reassess her own actions, feelings, and role in the relationship. More importantly, though, you're giving yourself the opportunity to reflect on whether this pursuit aligns with your own values and self-respect. The Stoics believe that our external circumstances, such as whether or not someone gives us attention, should not be the force that dictates our inner peace. Your emotional state should not be swayed by external validation, and by staying true to yourself, you are demonstrating emotional independence and self-respect. The beauty of this approach is that it empowers you to maintain your peace regardless of what is happening around you. You don't need someone else's approval or reactions to feel complete. When you remain unshaken, unaffected by the external noise, you are in full control of your emotional state. This is what Stoicism teaches us. The only person you can truly control is yourself. By choosing to focus on your own inner peace instead of seeking external validation, you not only strengthen your emotional foundation, but you also shape the dynamic of your relationships in a profound way. You're not reacting impulsively to every emotional trigger or external force. Instead, you're demonstrating self-control, emotional maturity, and strength. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom in relationships. By mastering yourself, you master the situation. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below or simply type, "I choose inner peace," to share your perspective. Your support and insights help keep the conversation going, and I look forward to exploring the next insight with you. Number 2, reflection on the relationship. When you stop talking or chasing a woman, she'll be thrown off, maybe even rattled. It's human nature to react when something familiar suddenly shifts. In her mind, she'll rewind the tape, every conversation, every glance, every moment, searching for the reason behind your silence. She'll wonder, what did I do? Why'd he pull back? But here's the hard truth you need to burn into your skull. While she's spinning in her head, you've got to flip the script. Don't waste energy guessing what she's thinking. Turn the lens on yourself. Stoicism, that ancient wisdom forged by men who faced empires and chaos, demands one thing. Focus only on what you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your grit. Quit chasing shadows. Your worth isn't tied to her approval, it's forged in how you live by your own code. Step back like a man who's been through the fire and ask yourself, did I hold fast to my values with her? Was I real, or was I just scrambling for her nod, bending over backwards to please, to prove something? Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who stared down a crumbling world, said it plainly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you were the guy blowing up her phone, always starting the plans, clawing for her attention, and then you stopped, she'll notice. But don't sit there waiting for her next move. Don't wonder if she'll come running back. Face the real question. Did you lose yourself chasing her? Did you trade your boundaries, your self-respect, just to keep that thread from snapping? This is your shot to take the reins. If you were scared of being alone, if you thought her validation defined you, now's the time to shatter that illusion. Stoicism isn't about regret or beating yourself up. It's about rebuilding, stronger. Picture yourself as a gladiator in life's arena. Every fight, win or lose, sharpens your blade. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, Aurelius hammered home. So quit obsessing over her headspace and build a tougher, wiser you. You don't need anyone's thumbs up to stand tall, you set your own worth. Don't let life drag you into chasing shadows. When you stop, don't flinch, don't fear the void, that's your moment to win. Victory isn't her running back, it's you owning your mind, owning your life. Time's ticking, you've got no seconds to waste. Every minute is a chance to rise tougher, sharper. Act now. Live true. No compromises. No begging. I dare you to look in the mirror and demand, am I living real? Don't sleep on this. You're the driver, not the passenger. Like if you're in, comment, I'm taking control of my life to lock it in, and subscribe so you don't miss the next push to become your best self. Move now. Time doesn't wait for anyone. Number 3, testing boundaries. When a woman notices you've stopped chasing her, she may test your boundaries in various ways. Perhaps she sends an unexpected text, posts something on social media designed to catch your eye, or even stirs up drama to see if you'll fall back into the same pattern of pursuing her. Understand this. Her actions are not always malicious. They're often a way for her to gauge where she stands in your life and to see if she still holds power over your attention. Many men make the mistake of reacting out of fear, the fear of losing her, the fear that she's moving on, or the fear that their silence has backfired. When fear takes over, they rush to respond, immediately jumping back into the chase, believing it will somehow bring her closer. But here lies the mistake. Reacting from a place of fear is a sign of insecurity, not strength. The Stoic approach, however, teaches us that true power lies within. A Stoic man understands that his value is not dictated by another's behaviour, particularly not by a woman who tests his boundaries. He is rooted in his principles, unshaken by the actions of others. He knows that the only thing within his control is his own thoughts, emotions, and actions. What she thinks, how she behaves, and whether she stays or goes are outside his realm of influence, and that's perfectly fine. A Stoic man will not react impulsively to her messages or attempts to regain control. Instead, he pauses, reflecting on his values and goals. He might choose to respond, but only if it aligns with his sense of purpose, not out of a desperate need for approval. Or he may decide that silence is the wisest course, realizing that engaging with her in that moment would not serve his best interests. The key here is that the Stoic man is not driven by emotional impulses. His reactions, or lack thereof, are born from inner strength, not fear. In modern life, this discipline is essential. We are often conditioned to believe that chasing someone's attention will win them over. Yet, when you chase, you diminish your own self-respect and power. As Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, wisely stated, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By standing firm, you make it clear, both to her and to yourself, that your self-worth is not tied to her reactions or approval. This behaviour sends a powerful message, that you are a man who has mastered his emotions and who answers only to his principles. When you control your responses, you maintain the power in the relationship, and more importantly, you show the world that your strength is unwavering. This is the path of a Stoic, and this is the way of true strength. So remember, don't chase her, chase your own growth. Number 4, seeking closure. Have you ever experienced how everything changes when you stop talking to a woman? One moment, she might seem indifferent, almost detached, and then suddenly she begins to seek answers, asking why you stopped communicating, trying to figure out what went wrong. This behaviour is what we commonly refer to as seeking closure. It's an instinctive response that often occurs when someone who once had your attention begins to feel uncertainty or confusion. However, the critical question you must ask yourself is, do you truly owe her that closure? Imagine this scenario. You've been texting back and forth, maybe even going on a few dates, but eventually you sense that the connection is no longer what it once was. Perhaps her energy doesn't align with yours, or something just feels off. Rather than continuing to chase or force a connection, you decide to step back and stop engaging. Days pass, and then she starts reaching out, asking, "Why did you stop texting me? Did something happen?" At that moment, many people feel the pressure to explain themselves. However, this is where Stoicism can empower you. You don't owe anyone an explanation that disrupts your inner peace. Think of it this way. Your mental clarity, your peace, is yours to protect. If providing her with closure means reopening a chapter that would drain your energy or take you back to a place you've already moved on from, then perhaps it's not worth your time or effort. Stoicism teaches us that we only have control over how we respond, not over the expectations or demands others place on us. A woman may seek closure, but you alone have the power to decide how much access you give her to your thoughts, emotions, and time. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. This means that while her seeking closure is an external event, you hold the key to how you respond to it. When faced with this situation, ask yourself, do you re-engage in a conversation that might drag you back into a place you've already left behind? Or do you allow silence to be the closure? Sometimes, the most stoic decision is to maintain your silence, protect your peace, and let the unanswered questions be the closure that you both need. This doesn't mean you are cold or indifferent. It simply means you're choosing to preserve your well-being by not responding to every emotional demand. Remember, you control your peace. Let that be your guide. When faced with such situations, trust in your ability to maintain your inner calm, and don't let anyone's expectations pull you away from the tranquility you've worked so hard to cultivate. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you handle these situations in your own life. Number 5. Emotional responses. Imagine this. You've stopped chasing her, stopped initiating the conversations, the texts, the calls. The attention you once gave her has suddenly vanished, and with that shift, you start to notice changes in her emotions. Maybe she reacts with anger, perhaps sadness, or sometimes you might even sense a feeling of relief. These emotional responses are entirely normal, as they reflect a change in the dynamic between you two. However, as someone who practices Stoicism, you understand that these emotions, no matter how intense, are temporary. They are like the weather, sometimes stormy, sometimes calm, but always changing. You are not bound to respond to them impulsively. In fact, it's crucial to understand that her emotions are her own and do not need to dictate your actions or your peace of mind. Stoic wisdom offers invaluable guidance in such moments, helping you maintain your composure and emotional stability. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. When she reacts with anger, it's easy to be drawn into emotional turmoil. Perhaps she sends frustrated messages or vents to her friends. In such moments, it's natural to feel the urge to defend yourself or explain your actions, but the Stoic approach teaches that your response should not be reactive, but thoughtful. You remain calm and grounded, recognizing that her anger is her emotion to process, not something for you to fix or solve. Remember the words of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By focusing on how you respond, you can navigate her anger without losing your peace. Alternatively, if she responds with sadness, telling you how much she misses your attention, you might feel the temptation to reach out and comfort her. Yet, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of emotional self-discipline. Her sadness is valid, but it's her personal journey to navigate. You are not obligated to step in and provide solace. You can allow her to experience her emotions without feeling responsible for changing them. It's essential to remember that you are not her emotional caretaker. You are in control of your own emotions and actions. This detachment from the need to fix things will allow you to preserve your peace while showing respect for her process. Sometimes her reaction might be one of a relief. Perhaps she was already pulling away, and your decision to stop chasing her aligns with her own unspoken wishes. This might sting, but here is where Stoic wisdom shines again. You cannot control how she reacts, but you can control how you interpret and respond to her feelings. If her relief signals that she is happier without your presence, that's a clear indication of where things stand. Instead of feeling hurt, you can accept it with dignity and move on, knowing that your peace of mind and well-being are the priorities. At the heart of Stoicism is the concept of control, understanding what is within your power and what is not. You cannot control her emotional reactions, but you can control your own response. So, when you stop chasing her and she reacts, whether it's with anger, sadness, or relief, remember the Stoic lesson. Emotions are fleeting, but your inner calm can remain steady. Focus on what you can control, release what you can't, and protect your peace above all else. In today's world, this principle is more valuable than ever. By embracing this mindset, you can avoid unnecessary emotional drama, maintain clarity in your relationships, and lead a more peaceful, empowered life. Number 6. Evaluating your worth. When you stop talking to her, when you stop chasing her, something powerful happens. She begins to evaluate your worth, to weigh who you are and what you bring to her life. Many men, caught in their own thoughts, spiral with questions like, is she still interested? Does she see my value? What's she thinking now that I've pulled back? It's natural to wonder, but this is where most men go wrong. They let her opinion define their worth. Your value is not determined by anyone's opinion, not hers, not anyone's. The Stoics taught us that true worth comes from within. Your worth is rooted in your character, your actions, your principles. It is not tied to her reaction, her attention, or whether she comes running back. It's about who you are, regardless of her validation. When you stop chasing, it shifts the dynamic. She starts reflecting on the relationship, thinking about your role in her life. Maybe she remembers the stability you brought, how you didn't let outside circumstances control you. But here's the catch. While she evaluates, you must remain grounded in your own worth. The more you seek validation, whether through her texts, compliments, or attention, the further you drift from real strength. Stoicism teaches us not to be moved by external opinions. Our strength lies in what we can control, our actions, mindset, and principles. Picture this. Silence after you pull back. She's thinking about you now, about how calm you were in the face of challenges, how steady you stayed even when the world tried to knock you down. She might realize how you never let petty things rattle you, and how that kind of emotional resilience stands out. But while she's reflecting, you're not sitting around waiting for her next move. You're focused on yourself, living up to your own standards because that's where your true value lies. Now, here's where it gets powerful. When you stop chasing, you create space for her to wonder. She might start missing you, missing how you handled challenges with grace, how you were never ruled by your emotions. And in that moment, she reconsiders you. But whether she decides you're worth pursuing or not doesn't define you. Your worth is not something she can give or take away. That's the power of Stoicism. It teaches you to stand firm in your character, unwavering in your principles. Imagine the situation. You've pulled back, stopped initiating contact, and now she's left in a mental space of evaluation. She's wondering what you bring to the table, and in that reflection, she realizes something crucial. You're not the kind of man who's easily swayed by fleeting emotions or external circumstances. That is attractive. Confidence grounded in your values, unshaken by the ups and downs of life, is magnetic. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your thoughts about your own worth should come from within, not from how she reacts. You are enough. The silence, the distance, only serves to highlight your strength and character. Don't let the external world or her make you doubt your worth. Stand firm, stay strong, and let her wonder. As we close today's discussion, let's explore a question that has left many men puzzled. What truly happens when you stop talking to a woman? The reactions can be numerous and sometimes unexpected, but the key is not in the reaction itself. It's in how you respond. By applying Stoic wisdom to these moments, you can navigate them with emotional control, self-reflection, and a reaffirmation of your self-worth. The Stoic approach is rooted in the idea that true confidence doesn't come from manipulating others. Instead, it stems from mastering your own emotions and actions. This self-mastery allows you to maintain your dignity and respect in every relationship, regardless of external circumstances. As the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. So, in moments like this, it's not about what you're missing, but about knowing that your own emotional tranquility is more valuable than anything else. Remember, these situations are opportunities for growth, to test your resilience, and to practice emotional strength? If you found this video insightful, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more discussions like this. Your engagement helps us continue creating valuable content to help you grow stronger. Stay strong, embrace Stoic principles, and keep building your inner strength.